Yeah. Yeah. There it is. There it is. There it is, bro. There it is, 8. There it is, 8. There it is. There it is.
There I was, top of the world. Yeah, baby, I done made it. Look, mama, I done made it. Woo-hoo. Y'all see me? Here I is, Team USA. And then I realized, oh, I got a lot of shit I need to say about this stuff. Welcome to Raise Tape. All right, guess what? Happy Father's Day, first of all. Let's get it out the way. Happy Father's Day to all three of us, to all the fathers that's out there, all the track and field coaches, everybody that's a father. Happy Father's Day, first of all. And this Father's Day, I think, would be pretty amazing if some of the fathers that are out, and I'm not saying this like anybody else shouldn't make it, but it would be pretty dope if somebody like Justin made it today, being a father, or if Rogers, being another father, was able to get back, in contention, just because it's being Father's Day. Man, my shirt wrinkled as hell today too. Y'all see this? I probably should have ironed this first. But that's the beauty of Raise Tape. I do what I want to do. I come on, wrinkled and everything, because we have to give y'all this recap. All right. Oh, I had to bring on another coach today. Of course, we got our correspondents out there. But I told y'all, Ray Takers, we taking over. We getting bigger and bigger. This man here, he's ran Oklahoma, Team USA, coached at Texas Tech. Man, you can tell him who you are. Tell him what you do.
I'm one of them old cats, man. I was running back when Carl and all them was running. I ran for Oklahoma, and then I ran, I had a brief run with Nike for a little while before I got hurt. But my main thing, it wasn't really about running. It was about when I started coaching. That's when I started to get the fun and joy out of a track and field.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's one reason why you here today, so that you can give me and Manteo from another coaching perspective, and being around the sport so long for what you've seen and what you saw. So I want to dive right into it. You already know. Give it to me. You saw it. Tell me what you saw. You already know the hot topic, the women's final. First of all, I know you had something to do with it. I'm going to call you out right now on TV. All the folks going to know when they get the pointed fingers, they going right to your Snapchat, Instagram, everything. How the hell did she get back in that race? You know good and damn well she was supposed to be in that race in them finals. Now, truth be told, she shouldn't have got kicked out, all right? We all can agree to that. Like, that was some bull. Like, no. Why did you kick her out of the race? We can agree to that. But, allowing her to jump into a finals, I can understand. Hear me out. Back in 2005, we had a similar thing happen at USA's. Mark Jeltz was in lane 5 or whatever, and Gat was in 6. Mark Jeltz flinched and caused Gat to false start, and then Gat was kicked out of it. That was the first round though. So the next day they did a 3-part semis, which was the first time they ever did. I was there. It was the first time they ever did a 3-part semi just so Gat could run again. That's acceptable. To me, that's acceptable because it's the first round. Chances are you would have made it. But when you're talking about the finals, personally, I don't think that it was fair for her to get back in it based on the other girls. I don't think it was fair that she couldn't run either. So it's like a double-edged sword. Like, what could have been done differently? Because, no, she shouldn't have been kicked out. But at the same time, no, you shouldn't put her in a final either because we don't know what would have happened in that semis. Give us, because you there, you know the information. Tell us what happened, man.
All right, so that case is very, very complicated, and I'll try my best to break it down. So first and foremost, we saw the DQ. Everybody saw the DQ, but what most people saw was they thought Gabby Thomas false started.
Yeah.
At the naked eye, it would appear that Gabby false started because her hips did move before the set, but she didn't relieve any pressure from the pad. So for those who don't know, if you're out there, even some track people don't know this, but there's pressure applied to those pads. If you move even the slightest movement off that pad or slide off the pad or whatever, it's going to remit a false start. So it's going to remit a sound into the start judge, and that's when you hear the second gun. That's how all that works. It's technology data. It puts out a number. Obviously, false start is anything under 0.100. So Gabby Thomas's false start, or her start reading, was 0.079. So that's obviously under 0.10. But Alea's was negative 0.13. But here's what happened. Before all of that even got to place, before the flinching, before there was a ton of movement amongst a lot of the girls in the heat. So from that moment, it should have been a judgment call. And this is what her agent and coaching staff, this is what they argued in the protest, was that from that moment there should have been a recall for the entire thing. Hey, all right, ladies, stand up, that whole deal. And I agree with that. Now, a lot of people are with it and against it because they're like, why did you throw her in the final? And I understand that. But here's why. If any other girl or woman in that heat wanted to protest that, they could have done the exact same thing. But her agent, her coach, herself, they were smart enough to know, hey, I feel like I was just robbed of my opportunity. Let me try to fight to see if I can get back in this thing because I was robbed. So the good thing is, yes, she was put back in. The bad thing is, yes, she was put back in. Now, here's why she was put back in. She was advanced into the heat after over an hour of deliberations with the protest committee and the appeals committee. She was put back in that race, but because there's 9 lanes, she wouldn't have been able to run.
You know what? And as you're saying it now it makes sense. Like, well, wait a minute. Oh, it's because there was actually an extra lane. It's not like they had an open lane and they was like, okay, well, she can get the open lane. And I think a lot of people didn't, because I didn't even think about that. It's like, who the hell did you take out, or how did you do this? But it's because it was a 9-lane track. Okay, yeah. Well, since it's a 9-lane track, to me, it's fair. It's fair now.
Yeah, all of that goes into the process. It's like, well, adding this, and this is not just her case, it's any case. If adding someone in, does that take someone else away? That's something that they consider. Yeah. Does that take an opportunity away from another athlete by adding her in? No. Does it add to the competition? Yes. And what people need to understand is this woman literally sat there until about 35 seconds before y'all saw her and didn't know if she was going to be able to run or not.
And it was at the last minute. So at the last minute,
mentally she wasn't even
at the last minute, people, is when she found out that she was in the actual race, is what he's saying. Okay. Yeah. And now that you've broken it down in that perspective, I'm okay with it. If it's 9 lanes on the track, it's a free lane, shoot, ain't but 8 in it, you was robbed. Okay, well, I'm a fan of, show us then what would have happened. Now, since now I got a better understanding that nobody was taken out and went a free lane. Okay, well, yeah. And actually, I'm a fan of this now. You got a handicap lane. If something goes wrong and somebody protests, use the handicap lane. Actually, going forward, now that I think about it, hell, I think it's a damn good idea. It might be the start. It might be the start of something that don't need to be started, though. It might be the start of something to where everybody be like, well, no, because, the gunman did this and yada, yada, yada. I'm going to protest and just let me get lane 9 so I can do it again.
Well, see, I'm going to interject real quick. I agree with you. I do feel like that might set precedence for people to use that as an advantage. Like, if something doesn't go right in their favor, like, oh, well, lane 9's open, just throw me in there. But for people to understand, there is a process involved in this. It's not just, hey, Mr. Sha'Carri, can you put me in lane 9? There's a process. There's money involved. Like, there is a legit process and appeal procedures that take place by the book. And I'm in the room, so I can stand by that and know that that's legitimate. However, I will say this. Not every track is going to have 9 lanes.
These are
so
facts.
That's one thing to consider. And then another thing to consider is the fact that we don't know what was going to truly happen in that semifinal.
That's what I said. We don't know if she had a pulled up or anything. We just don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So the psyche of all those athletes, then you got to look from a mental standpoint. The psyche of all those athletes completely changed because now it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit in the blocks. I'm gonna make sure I don't false start. But at the same on the same spectrum on the other end, it's like, what really would have happened if the initial race went off?
Yeah.
Would the people that made the final actually have made the final? Yeah. Would Alea have pushed somebody out? We will never know. But I know that I watched her. And she was not in a mental state to be ready to
run like that
at her best. Yeah. You know, at her best. For her to come out there and still get top 7 after all of that, literally a last second, I wouldn't even say a last minute, a last second decision. They were already doing like intros and all of that. And then she just popped out there. I was right beside her. So, you know, we just did everything we could to, I mean, she had the right to protest. She had the right to appeal. The appeals committee believed that it was in her best interest and that she should be allowed to run into the race. But what I was going to say was, it's very, very important. You know, people used to run under protest. Everybody knows the John Roman situation. And so the reason a lot of people were asking me, why didn't she just run under protest? Because people were screaming, just run under protest. Like if you were in there, you would hear people screaming like, run under protest, run under protest. The thing is, when there's a judge, when there's a legit call on the field of play, or for this instance on the track, you cannot run under protest. When the call is made, you cannot run under protest. That's why you saw the camera follow her around. And I feel like maybe the one and done thing should be reconsidered.
Now I'm gonna interject for a second and stand in and say
we should have a conversation about that.
You're right, because I remember 2011, and you may remember this. 2011 at Adidas, right? Adidas Grand Prix. I was at that track meet, right? It was started out with 8 people, and it was cold that day. I was in the race. Steve Mullen was in the race. Tyson was in the race. By the time Travis Pageant was in the race, I think the 3rd person to get kicked out the race. On that day. And I remember trying to run under protest, like, no, man, like I didn't actually jump, like Pageant flinched or whatever, right? And then that made me jump, and they was like, well, Ray, you still can't run under protest right now because it had to go through like a decision. So I'm telling, like, and I kept doing this. I was like, no, I kept telling the government, like, no, I'm gonna run anyway. I'm gonna run under protest, because I thought like you could run under protest and then afterwards, you know, if they look at the film, then they'll determine, okay, yeah, their protest worked, so it didn't. But no, they told me you gotta get off the track. Like, and the same thing, the camera followed me till I got off the track, and I was like, but I thought I could run on the protest, but apparently you can't. And that race, I remember, it ended up being like just 4 people in that race, and that's because that was one of them times to where sometimes the gunman does that. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of them times where it's like, Ray Owens don't false start. I may have false started between my entire life, my entire career, that race and Doha. Doha, I false started because they paid me to. Another story. But anyway, those are the only 2 times I've ever false started. So I also think that rule needs to be looked at again. At least, you know, try and find a happy medium. Like, okay, well, you don't get. You can get 2 false starts, but you can't do the old thing like we used to do, like put your hand up, and then like every folks set, put your hand up, like that type of stuff. But I agree, it need to be relooked at. What about you? What you think? You've been in the game longer than both of us, and you seen both rules first and the new rule.
Well, I mean, I don't mind if they change it to the one and done, only for the simple fact, man. I used to think back in the day people used to false start on purpose, just to get people out of the game of, well, trying to react. I mean, you get enough false starts, I mean, mentally, well, it's like, man, I just want to get the race over with. And then when it was the one and done, well, it was like, okay, well, people know, man, you can't go. You can't move. You have to wait. If you move, well, you out. And I think that worked a lot better. Like I say, and then they started running under the protests and all that stuff. I mean, it was like it was always something that came about from something else. You know, it was never just, like I say, legitimate. Like I say, if you're gonna change the rule to one and done, Well, it's one and done. Well, then people started running under protest. And it's like, okay, well, shoot, that's another way to get back in. I can run under protest. Whatever.
Well, anyway, let's talk over this a little bit. Let's get to the actual running then, since we got it out the way. You, sir, what the hell happened in that women's 100? Here's what I'm gonna tell you what I think, and I want to know what you think. I want to know what you think. I think everything that we just said is what happened in that women's 100. I think because of that, it broke the entire mode of what was supposed to happen. Because me thinking as an athlete, I'm getting ready. I'm sitting here, all of a sudden I hear the crowd going crazy. I'm like, okay, what's up? We ain't ran yet. And I look over and see what's going on. Everything me and my coach just talked about, prepared, is gone now. It just went out the window because my last thought was, what the hell just happened? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So do you think that that is the reason why we didn't get the fireworks from Sha'Carri? Do you think that's the reason why the whole race went the way it went? Because the team that was made isn't actually, and congratulations to every one of them, first of all, but it really wasn't what nobody seen happening to be that 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So you was there, you seen the whole thing. Take us through it because I was distraught, man. I wanted to see fireworks. I wanted to see 10-4, 10-5, and I got a damn 10-8.
I'll say this. First thing first, it was windy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of they ran into a negative 1.1 or something, I believe, or -1. Mm-hmm. So you put that in perspective, and that wind it's different in this stadium. It's not like a normal -1. It probably felt like a -1.5 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's interchangeable. So at any given point, you can get a gust. You don't know that that's the wind reading at the time. But at any given point, there were gusts like here and there where you're like, oh God, they run into like -0.4 or so. You know what I'm saying? Or 4.0. It just really varies here a lot. I think it's the construct of the building. But I know that they're going to talk about that as well.
But even with that being said, though, again, sticking to the person who's not important, but the number one person, Sha'Carri, that shouldn't have anything to do with her race pattern, though. Like, she was still behind. Like, it was damn near like, is she going to even win?
She didn't take over the race till about 7.
Yeah, it was worrisome. I was worried.
And a lot of them sat in the blocks. I think just like you said, like dating back or going back to or at least what I saw. I felt like I saw a lot of them sit in the blocks. Some people reacted really well, but like even the ones that reacted well, I felt like their start could have been better. Yeah. Considering like what I've seen throughout the season and in the prelims and semis. But I think that whole situation, the drama of that, and then you know, I look at it from an athlete's perspective. I'm warming up. I know I'm about to go out here and do my thing. And all of a sudden, I see the athlete that I thought was DQ walk into the call room.
Yep.
That messes with you. I think that messes with anybody mentally. And they're like, now it's like, if they even thought about like erasing that memory, like, okay, that was earlier, I'm done with that. Now when you see it come back again, it's like, oh shoot, it's just like walking outside and seeing dark clouds. Mm-hmm. The first thing you're gonna think, oh, a thunderstorm's coming. I might want to go in the house. You can go in the house, come back outside and be sunny, but if that thunderstorm, if those clouds come back out, the first thing you're gonna think is, oh, well, it stormed earlier when it looked like this. I better go back in. Yeah. The same thing that I think these athletes went through when they saw her come back in. It's like this new element of surprise and like, oh, well, I know they're gonna be looking hard now. Let me sit here and let me just make my move later or whatever the case may be. But the Oliver chick I thought she was about to win it.
Man.
Thank you. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I'm saying I was worried, like, I'm sitting here watching it, I'm like,
you know, but again, like I say, when you think back to the false start and everything, like the Desiree Washington, she wasn't even in the race. She normally has the best start. And the other girl was gone. You know?
Yeah.
But like I say, again, when you go back to Hobbs, like I say, because again, Hobbs is a legitimate 10-8, 10-9 sprinter. So when they let her back in, well, yeah, you're right. It does start to mess with the other athletes because they're like, well, what is she going to do? Mm-hmm. Is she going to show up? You know what I'm saying? So now it messes with your mind Because now you worrying about lane 9.
Yeah, it added more worry than anything. Which is the thing that I'm sitting here like, and I actually said this. To me, that means, okay, you're not ready. And what I mean by you're not ready is, and again, I'm talking solely about our golden girl. If something like that can, just a little bit, if something like that can deter you to where it throws you off your race pattern, and it's just like a Leah Hobbs getting in the race, let's just keep it real. This is a show, people. We're analysts. We got to do this. Don't get mad. What in the hell are you going to do when you got 5 gunners in the race? You got distracted from one person getting back in it to where you damn near almost lost. Yeah. What are you going to do when you got 5 legitimates looking right next to you that are, and what I mean by towering, I mean like physically, like they towering over you, like they taller than you, they bigger than you, they stronger than you, they ran faster than you. How in the hell do you defeat them if in a pressure situation like that, you still can't go back and hold your composure? Now I understand the wind and all that, but my thing is the race should have never been that close. Because if the race is that close, no disrespect to what's the name, but if it's that close, you can't give none of these people you finna go run that much ground. They not coming back. Yeah. They not coming back.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I feel like your first Olympic trials, the pressure that you're under being the face of not just women's track and field, but USA track and field as a whole. Mm-hmm. In that moment, this is my final, this is my moment, this is where all the stuff I've been talking really is solidified and is backed up because I made a team and all this. I think that moment not necessarily took a hold of her, but it got to her a little bit. And I feel like that's what took away from the race being the fireworks that everybody was expecting. But I'll say this, Sha'Carri is by far like, I think a lot of people look at her and they think, cocky, conceited. I see hella confidence. That's what I see. Mm-hmm. And what better way to do that than putting on a show? And I feel like every time she steps out on the track, she's putting on a show and she's silencing the people that have those negative things to say about her. But at the same time, there's not a lot of people that are hating on her. Yeah. It's just they don't know her. Yeah. They don't know that this is kind of like how she does. Almost like in remnants of Boat. A lot of people thought that Boat was a showboater and all of that. But I sat with Boat before and I asked, like, what do you do to silence these haters? He's like, man, what they don't even realize is I do all that to stay in the moment to keep me from being nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes, like, not every athlete's gonna be out here and be all quiet and very conservative and reserved. For example, Allison, right? Yeah. Allison's not out there, like, showboating or anything like that in a good way. She's not doing that. She's a silent assassin is what I call her. She just shows up and that's her character. But everyone has different characteristics that make them them. Yeah. And I feel like if anybody's watching this and you have somebody you're following, make sure you know them as a person, not just as an athlete, before you pass judgment on them. Because at the end of the day, they could be just like you. You just don't know that. So
true. And I'll go on record on the show saying just that. Like, I think there is 2 different Sha'Carris, okay? And the one Sha'Carri that I actually love is the Sha'Carri that is on the track, okay? A lot of people get that confused, with at least with me. The Sha'Carri that I kind of have a little problem with is the tweeting one. It's kind of like Trump. I said, I'm a Republican. Damn it, I'm a Republican. I voted for him. I don't give a damn who knows it, okay? But I had a problem with the way that he represented us. I had a problem with his tweets and stuff. But I thought that he did a pretty good job as president. That's me with her. I'm like, if I'm just watching her, period, on TV, man, that is, y'all can't stop her. Like, that's how you're supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to be exciting, entertaining. LeBron comes out, poof, throwing shit in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's sports. You're supposed to do that. You got Steph Curry shimmying and stuff. You're supposed to do that. I have nothing wrong with how when she get on that track, I get excited. Then I was pacing like, come on, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Because me being from where I'm from and me actually knowing her, like quiet as kept, I've talked to her mom once or twice. You know, a lot of stuff that I changed up was because her mom would be like, hey, Ray, you know, and I'm like, I respect the moms, you got it. Y'all can't call her She's Scared no more, and I'll say it right now. The reason why we retired She's Scared was because her mom reached out to me and she was like, I pretty much helped me get the world to understand her name. Instead of giving her a nickname, use your platform to fix her name. So that's why, if you notice, I told her about we retired that and her name is Sha'Carri. So with me saying that, I know where she's from. I know her story. I mean, I know her AAU coaches and everybody. I see them all the time. I understand why she acts that way on the track, because she's literally came from what I would say an unbelievable standpoint of a dream to a reality. Like where she's at is in Dallas, Texas, running all these AAUs. That's a dream. So what she's carrying is not herself. She's carrying all those little AAU girls with her. She's carrying her grandmother with her. She's carrying all those people with her. So when she's out there on the track, she's not really doing it for track and field. That's why she's able to not be the silent assassin and stuff like that. I see her like, man, I'm not running for y'all. I'm running for my family. That part I would never take away from her. And I know that's one reason why the pressure may not be from us. It may be the pressure to perform because of that. Like, I don't want to let my family down. You feel me? So let me make sure that I reserve a little bit to make sure I can secure myself at least a spot, because I'm here for my family. I'm not here for the fans. That's my take on her. So I try and say it all the time, man. The one thing I'll say to you and I'll say to all of y'all, like I always say, I look at her like a track and field little sister, okay? I've been through the ropes. You've been through the ropes. We know how this sport goes. We know how unforgiving it can be and how forgiving it can be. All I ever try and do is say, hey, watch how you do this now. Because if you're doing this now, 5 years from now, it might come back, because you might need this meat promoter that you just kind of pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So you might need him 7 years when you need a lane, and he gonna be like, nah, I remember back in 2000 and we had an interview with you. That's what I be talking about. Like that part. Don't mess up your image for the future because you're doing whatever you can in the present. But I think she got a bright future. More important than anything. That's at the end of the day.
For sure.
She got a bright future. So before we switch gears, then I'm finna ask both of y'all. You think she's gonna melt at Tokyo? You first. I'm getting you next. You think she's gonna melt at Tokyo after what you saw yesterday? Keep it real. Keep it 100. This is what the show's all about. This is what the recaps is for.
I'd say this. If she starts like she does at the Olympic trials, I think it'll be a long shot. I can't imagine her running down even the two girls from Jamaica with a start like that. You not finna run them down. I mean, like I said, it take me all the way back to Carl Lewis and Ben Johnson back in the 80s.
Carl did not run him down.
No. I mean, and once Ben was out, he was gone. I mean, and like I say, she's like with just the U.S. girls, I mean, yeah, okay, bad start, that's fine. You able to recover. Them girls running 10-6, 10-7, same thing she doing. Well,
okay, so she got a month. You kind of look like Dennis, so you should know this answer. You know what I'm saying? I just noticed you look like a coach. Get in the cameras, folks, see? So then my thing is, so do you think she has enough time in a month to fix that then?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's all about focus. I mean, that's all it is. I'm not sure what she's thinking about once she's down in the set position, but that's all it is. She's got to have something going through her head that's causing her to not react when she's supposed to react. But yeah, that's fixable. I mean, that's fixable.
So you think she's going to melt at Tokyo?
Well, with a better start, yeah.
Well, you can't throw in the bells because if anything, you got to say, well, with faster speed. Well, based off what she's showing us now, you can't go with the ifs and the what ifs and no. Based off what you're seeing now, will she melt at Tokyo?
Off of what I'm seeing now?
Right now today.
With the bad start, no.
Because that's like saying the Cowboys
Yeah.
can't win the Super Bowl. Well, of course. But they got to do this, and that to win the Super Bowl. So that's what I'm saying. As of right now, do you think she can medal at Tokyo?
I would say right now she'd have an outside shot. She'd have an outside shot.
Your turn.
She'll medal.
No.
You think so?
Yeah, she'll medal. I won't say anywhere it's gonna be at, but she'll medal.
All right, then. Here's what I feel, okay? I heard both of them say. I'm going to sum it up like this right here before we get into the boys and cut the recap short. I think she will medal. I do not think she going to win. I do not think she going to win. Why? Because of what we're talking about. It's some errors there. You missing a couple of your free throws and you need them. So I can't sit here and say, what I'm seeing now, you're good enough to go get a gold medal. No. But are you good enough to get second, third? Damn right. Why? Kristen Coleman did it. What's the name? From Canada did it. I'm really just down on the boys' side before we even go to the girls' side. Richard Thompson did it when he got silver at Athens. So when it comes to these medals, I like to say to get gold, and you know this, you got a medal. To get gold, you have to be on your shit. Ain't no getting off of it. You got to be on your shit. Second and third, it's who really want that motherfucker that day. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that MF word, but it's who really want it that day. Second and third is up for grabs. We all, every Olympics, you know who gonna win. Go all the way back to 04. I'm still sticking on the men's side. Sean Crawford got fourth with 9-8. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah.
Think about when Francis Obaquoli, he got second. So that's why I'm like, I'm with you like, nah, she's still medal. I understand what Blessing them done ran, and I understand what all them, but when I get to the nitty gritty, like, who gonna want it, she gonna find a way she gonna Dallas Oak Cliff that 100, and she gonna get on that podium. She ain't gonna win it now. She ain't gonna win it. But she gonna Dallas Oak Cliff and get on that podium. Somebody gonna have to get off. I'm telling you that now. Somebody coming off. Either second or third coming off. But the winner, the way I see it is whoever gonna win is gonna mess it up for everybody else. As in, if it's Elaine, it's gonna mess it up for everybody else because they worrying about themselves. I don't personally think they worrying about Sha'Carri at all, really. And that's what's gonna get it. She gonna come in that thing and just be like, let me sneak out. I think in 4 years she'll win gold. This year, no gold. No gold. But she'll medal. And at 21 years old, again, getting a medal on the female sprint side, that's a goal to me. Like, because whoever in front of you, they gonna be in front. Like, they gonna be gone. So, kudos. All right, switch it up. Yesterday, men's 100 meter dash. We was on the show together.
Boy.
You say boring, huh? You said boring, huh?
No, I said, boy,
I thought you said boring.
Me out there, heart was pounding, man.
It happened just the way that we said it was going to happen, though. That first round,
It sure did.
literally happened just the way we said it was going to happen yesterday. Gat going to have to do what he going to do, and he going to sneak it, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3. The only one we messed up on was Rogers. Because Rogers should have got fourth, but he had all the jacked up start, like he said, but he made it back. Now, from what I witnessed yesterday, I got to watch these semis because I'm still running, and Ronnie gonna bake them and Vermeer gonna kill them. Get it. Unless they have a complete fall apart, your 1-2 is set. Like, you ain't no other 1, 2, 3. I ain't no 1, 2. They look awesome out there yesterday. Having fun, 9-8. How you doing, mama? I see you up there. Yeah. I said, them boys on a whole other level. Don't even let them worry about it. I had gave Fred that third place spot, right? But based off of Gat not looking like that. That Gat yesterday was not the Gat that I was expecting to see at all. I'm just be honest. That looked like fresh Gat. That looked like, oh, y'all in trouble, Gat. Yeah. I don't look like no 9-8 Gat, but it looked like that third place slot. I don't think nobody gonna beat him to it.
Yeah. Yeah, Gat looked real fresh. Obviously, Bromell was out there rolling. I thought Marvin Bracey looked good as well. He shut it down a little bit.
Isaiah Young too. Now. Shout out to Isaiah. Isaiah looking real good.
Isaiah Young looked good. All the usual suspects, I thought they came out and executed well. Probably the only one I didn't think executed well was Mike, but I talked to him. He was talking about the stumble and
that's the thing he told me.
So hopefully he made it back. So hopefully he can fix that and progress on to the final. But other than that, it went exactly like we said it was gonna go. For the most part, I thought Fred looked good. His start wasn't all the way there, but it was an improvement on what I saw the last time. So I think they're going to continue to build off of that. But he said he's going for it. He said he wants it. So it's exciting to see the transition, and now he's got another 9 under his belt. So I'm sure that boosted his confidence as well. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. The Mekhi Williams guy, I'm sitting in his locker room right now. The U of O, I mean, he just has home crowd, home team, home track advantage.
He got the most energy. He got the energy.
I don't know if they showed that on TV. The crowd, if you could hear it, but the crowd went bananas for him, and respectfully so. Anybody that's an alum here, Prandini, Gardner, anybody that's been out there, they've been showing mad love for him, and I think that just gives them that little bit of edge. Like, hey, you know what? I got my people here. Like, I got to show out. That gives anybody an edge. I know if my family was here and I was competing, it's whatever. Like, game plan is changed. This is for them. But yeah, it's exciting to see. I'm gonna be excited to see the outcome of that today. That's what I'm most looking forward to. That and the 400 for sure. Definitely ready to see that.
Definitely the 400. I'm trying to pull up the what's the name real fast. So what do you think about the 100? Because I want to pull up the semis and talk about that real fast.
My question was, like I say, from the several times that I've seen Romel and Baker match up over the years, Baker always had the advantage. So I'm wondering now with the new Trayvon, if him and Baker get out together, is he going to maintain or is he going to break? Like he normally
I tell you what, I'm gonna build off of that. I tell you what, I think if Bromell had the option to pick his lane, he would pick lane 7 or 8 or 1. He performs. I mean, obviously he's gonna perform well. He's a very consistent runner. But if you think about it in championship mode, world indoors, outside lane, on an island by himself, wins.
Yeah.
Yesterday, on an island by himself, runs away.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see how it's going to be when he's going to have a preferred lane, he's going to be in the middle of the track with the smoke.
Yeah.
Will the smoke clear or will he provide more smoke? You know what I'm saying? I want to see that, and then I'll be able to make my prediction off that.
And that's what I'm waiting on. Because like I say, I know over the years when they've been head-to-head, Baker's, even though Bromell had a faster time, it's like he folded under pressure. It's like that.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and call it out then. I think he would be okay, though, because I feel like Bromell, like you say, Nemesis is actually running. In Bromell, he in lane 1 is Jalen, and then you got Grayvon, then you got Justin in lane 3, Kenny's in lane 4, Trayvon's in 5, Isaiah's in 6, Micah's in 7, and Michael is in 8. They pretty much took that same heat and put it together again.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm gonna call it out to you again. They pretty much took that same heat and did the same thing. In lane 1, you got Jalen Bacon. In lane 2, you got Grayvon Gillespie. In lane 3, you got Justin Gatlin. In lane 4, you got Kenny Bednick. In 5, you got Trayvon Bromell. In 6, you got Isaiah Young. In 7, you got Michael Williams. 8, you got Michael Rogers. That heat is so stacked.
Yeah,
that heat is they making sure somebody ain't going to Tokyo, Jack. I don't know who. I don't know what coach done pissed them off, but somebody ain't going to Tokyo.
So who's in the next heat?
Hold on. Somebody's shot about to be taken the hell off.
Yeah.
Gone.
What is what's the advancement? Is it top 4? Is it
no,
top 3?
Sir. Top 3 next 2 fastest.
Top 3 next 2.
Somebody in that heat about to get. Somebody about to get robbed.
Yeah. Because top 3, again, you got Justin in this thing, You got Kenny Bed in this thing. You got Trayvon. You got
That's the
Isaiah.
point.
You got Micah. That's 5 people right there. That's
Okay,
5.
so I'm gonna just go ahead and throw this out there. I mean, it's pretty common sense right now, but that's a final.
That's a final.
Yeah,
That's a final.
It's gonna take 993 to advance.
The second heat, lane 1, you got Brian Henderson. Noah's in lane 2. Fred Curley's in lane 3. Marvin Bracey's in lane 4. Ronnie Gone Bacon is in 5. Belcher's in 6. Kyrie King is in 7. Matthew Boland's in 8.
Okay, but at the same time, that's not a slouch heat either.
No,
It's not a slouch heat, but compared to the first heat,
That first heat is very top heavy. It's heavy.
Way
now,
top
I'm gonna say
heavy.
this about that first heat. Kenny and Jagat are teammates. They practice together every single day, and I'm sure that since Kenny's been running 1 and 2, he's been right beside Gat.
Yeah.
So that may work in their favor. That's gonna work in their favor.
I'm gonna go with 3, 4, 5, 6, and that heat alone going under 10. I'm talking about 9, 8. You probably finna get 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9. Which is gonna kick everybody out of the next heat.
It's gonna be 6 people in that 6 dudes in that first heat are gonna go sub 10.
And the sad part about it is
970. I say 977 is gonna win that heat. And that's crazy because they got to come right back and do it again. But that's just what it's going to take to secure that spot. Because now you're talking about, if it's 3, it's 3 spots. Here's how this works. For y'all that don't know this is how this works. You get 3 spots. And then it's the next 2 fastest. You want to get in those 3 spots, but you really want to get in the top 2. Because them top 2, and you know this, bro, them top 2 is going to get them preferred lanes. That third one is consolidation. They just going to throw you in there.
Yep, you 100% correct. Because the year I made in 2009, I got in on a time, and my time gave me lane 3. I take it. I take it. Gave me lane 3 right beside Travis Patrick, who was an automatic qualifier. So you're right. The way I'm looking at this thing though, it looked like the finals should be set up with Fred, Ronnie, Bracey. I don't think Noah gonna make it out that heat. And the reason why I don't think Noah gonna make it is, again, for what we saying, it's top 3. Okay, Noah's not gonna beat Fred, Marvin, and Ronnie. He's just not. Okay, not because he's slow, but just because they own their stuff. They running fast. So you got 3 right there. You not finna convince me that 5 people in the other heat ain't finna go under 10. That's it. It's gonna be Justin. I'm going with Justin, Kenny, Trayvon, Isaiah, Noah, Fred, Marvin Bracey. I mean, not Noah, Fred, Marvin, Ronnie Baker. That's your 8 for finals.
Yeah.
That's your 8.
Yeah.
That first heat.
I'm gonna try to get the video, man. I'm gonna try to get the video, but damn, I want to watch it. I want to watch it.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this here, Jack. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, you talking about the semis or the finals?
Both. Hell, I want to make sure I watch the semi. I'm gonna get you the video. I'll be able to watch it. I ain't worried.
But which one though? In case the world don't know, they do know, because I keep saying it. This is our correspondent. This is where y'all get y'all videos from. Yesterday he broke his phone trying to make sure y'all got some good video. So that's why when y'all see him on the thing.
Hey, tell your fans he submit me some funds. Hell,
That's right. Matter of fact, we got to get this man a whole new phone camera. He done broke his damn phone. So we finna start, what the thing they do, what's the little? GoFundMe. We finna start a GoFundMe for our correspondent's new phone, because he broke his phone trying to get y'all those excellent videos, because the angle was perfect, Jack, perfect. But look, if you just pick one of them, I say,
no, I'm gonna get both of them.
all right, well, the world will so appreciate it. But yeah, man, I think that's what's gonna be that year for that 100. All right, before we get off here real fast, go ahead, because it's your sport, it's what you do. You are the broke leg Superman who got a medal running the 400. Give us the breakdown on what you think is gonna happen in this men's 400.
Mike Norman got me nervous.
What?
I'm just gonna throw that out there. He got me nervous. I mean, he closed well, but he doesn't look like his normal self. Maybe they working on something, or maybe they conserving energy or something like that to just get to the final and just throw it out there. But man, this 400 team is really up for grabs. I mean,
have you seen the start list?
I think
the lane assignments.
I haven't seen the lane assignments.
You want me to give them to you? Because
Yeah.
it might change everything how you feeling, or it might be more concrete how you feeling. Overall, in lane 2,
go from 8 down.
from 8 down, in lane 8, you got Randall Ross. We both,
Hold on.
both our faces is like,
He ended up in lane.
I'm starting right now.
Lane 8?
Lane 8, you got Randall Ross.
Okay, hold on. I didn't get to see. I was handling some other stuff at this time. I didn't get to see that race. So
He was an automatic
what place did he get to
qualifier.
see me?
He was a third.
Oh,
he
got
was an
third.
automatic qualifier. He was an automatic qualifier.
But see, here's the thing. This top 3 next 2 thing is stupid because usually I like cutthroat. Usually for us is 4 and 4.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, Jack. That's it.
Yeah.
You just want to be in the top 4. At that point, I don't care what lane you get. You just want to be in top 4. But yeah, okay.
So-
And that's interesting because in 2012, and it's changed over the years. In 2012, okay, I understand. It's a 9-lane track, so the lane preference, even though you're not using 9, is going to be different.
Yep. So, you want to hear who in lane 7 then?
Yeah.
Michael Norman.
Oh, so 8 more to the outside.
Michael Norman's in lane 7. I'm just thinking about that one. I'm going to keep
Well,
coming.
that's perfect for him.
Yeah, that's perfect for him, chasing Ross.
Mm-hmm.
He got everybody behind him, and the only person he needs to cue off of is him.
Is in
He's
front
in a
of him.
perfect ideal situation.
Thank you. Somehow, some way, somebody, I don't know. All right, come on down the ladder. Lane 6, you got Michael Cherry.
And Mike Cherry in a good position. That's your 3 right there.
6, 7, and 8 is where it's at. And lane 5, you got Elijah from Georgia. And lane
That boy be getting out.
He do. I think
I don't even call him Elijah Godwin. I call him Elijah Get Out.
Elijah get out. And you know what's gonna happen? Elijah gonna get out and set the race for lane 6, 7, and 8 to make it.
Yeah, because Elijah's gonna get out. That's just how he gets out. People like, he crazy. No, that's just how he runs. He's been doing it all year.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get out, and Mike Cherry is gonna feed off of that. He's gonna feel that.
Yep.
But Mike Cherry just needs to make sure he don't let Mike Norman get too far away from him if he gets out. Because if I'm not mistaken, he ran up on a lot of people the other day.
Mm-hmm. He did.
So
He did.
Yeah, this gonna be good.
He did.
That's gonna be good. Hey, but where's Trevor at?
Mm-mm.
Where's Trevor Stewart at?
Mm-mm.
Where's Trevor Stewart at?
Oh, he in
I
2.
can't see your hand.
Lane 2.
He in 2.
He in 2.
Oh, he got doo-dooed on.
That's why I kept shaking my head like, you don't want,
He's going to get out. He's just like Elijah Get Out. He gets out so hard. But I will say that when I watched the replay, I saw that one. He usually works too hard in his third 100.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw in the prelim is, and when he ran the 44.6 in the prelim or whatever he ran, he drove out, he hit his acceleration, and then he just held that. He didn't hit another gear like he usually does in that third 100, and he was able to finish comfortable. So now his race strategy is going to change. I know Ross is going to tell him in lane 2 he's going to have to get out.
Have to get out.
So that may mess up some stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this gonna be interesting, man.
Now Ross has got the fastest time, right? The 43, 80.
Yeah, he went 43.8 at NC's last week.
Yeah. I wonder if he got another 43 in his legs. That soon. Or what is it, like a week
What
later?
was the? I need to know what the times were yesterday. I haven't had a chance to look at the times
The times coming in, I got them right here. Hold on. To my yesterday's?
from yesterday.
Okay, so
from yesterday.
let me go back and give you the results from yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday the 19th. So in the men's 400 semis, Michael Cherry went 44.5. Michael Norman went 44.7. See, this is what I don't understand how Ross got 8. He went 44.8. He the third person coming in.
Yeah,
he got lane 8. But anyway, Will London.
But hold on. What place did he get in his heat?
He got third.
That's why.
Yep. Will London went 44.9. Trevor Stewart went 45.0. Elijah Good went 45.10. And that's all your automatic qualifiers. No, Bryce automatic qualifier with 45.17. And Vernon Wood 45.12.
Okay. So they had to go 45 mid to get through.
Yep.
So we're looking at a potential 43.9,
yep,
or if not 44 flat. It's gonna take 44.4 to win to get on the team.
Yep. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
We get up on this 50-minute mark. This is probably the longest take ever. So we finna cut this one short because this is a good one, Jack. But we had to make sure y'all got enough because the races don't come on at 8 o'clock tonight. So you got a whole hour to watch because we know you sitting there ready. So we wanted to make sure it. But Manteo, we gonna get you a new phone some kind of way. I'll make these folks in these comments make sure that they know that we gotta replace his phone, Jack, because when we get to Tokyo and all that, we gotta have trackside view. Trackside view is 100. It puts, Manny, I'm telling you how you so important, baby. You putting us there. You putting us. You can watch it on NBC and you got the commentators and all that, but it ain't nothing like you can't hear nothing but gun, cheering, running. It's like I appreciate your videos more than you understand because it takes away like the TV from it. It's like, nah, these niggas is running. They Jack. Look.
Hey, is that angle? Is that angle?
Man, that's perfect. No, stay right where you at because you got it coming right on to right when they hit it. When you in a position to see the actual race, like you out your drive phase now. Who want it? Like now you doing kudos to you, sir. We appreciate you for sure.
Right, I'll stay right there.
Race take correspondence, baby. And then our co-host, Coach Oaks out here today. Happy Father's Day. Look at all this chocolate out here. That's what I'm talking about. We got to do this more. Look at all this chocolate on y'all's screen. We can do TV too, damn it. Race take. Manteo, go have fun. We'll see you tonight. Dave, it's over with. We got to go because I got to use the bathroom.